I am super excited to have Chris, Andrea, and Ashley on. We have two seasoned CMOs here and also a CEO from a B2B revenue-driven agency. If you three had to have a food sponsor for an event like this, who would you pick?
Right, Chipotle would be number one.
Gosh, I feel like I would go Sweet Green.
Ooh.
Oh my God! Wow.
I don't know.
Judgment free zone. Can I say McDonald's?
It is.
Yes. Ashley, we're here. Okay.
So you're building a new playbook right now, right? Nothing. You just got a new role. You're building a new playbook from scratch. Like, what are you doing, Chris?
If you don't have any money, then the key is to focus on, you have time. So focus on organic and create content, I think, are the two places. So like I think one of the key things that I want people to get out of this talk is that focus matters. Like being really good in one strong channel is much better than doing 20 of them not very well, which I see a lot of companies do. And so if you have no money, 100% content marketing on LinkedIn.
And I would first question, like, why is marketing not getting money? So like, obviously, like you can be scrappy and there are hacks, but I find that the most like rewarding jobs I've had have been when like I'm in alignment with the CEO and the CFO about the value marketing can bring when we get money.
I mean, I think the perception that there is no money for marketing if you're hiring a marketing leader is a false one to tail off of what Andrea is saying. So I think there's different levels of understanding of what are we going to spend and where.
It actually costs money to make money. So I would just say like, having to do that with no money is actually sort of like a slap in the face from my perspective. And Ashley, I think we were talking about this, like the CEOs who like don't understand that is like actually how it goes is, I think it's a hard pill for them to swallow.
The previous organization I was at, we really didn't have the money to do things. So I said, let's take a look at our lowest hanging fruit opportunity, which for us was actually going back to close lost accounts in Salesforce and marketing to them through BDR outreach. We did some really hyper targeted direct mail pieces and hyper personalized messaging. And in 4 weeks, it generated 5 million pipe.
So, it's not a free,
Amen.
It's not like a free like thing here that we're doing. We're building multi-million-dollar businesses and it just doesn't happen with $0.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for setting the tone.
Where would you say that marketers are going wrong and like some of the activities they need to stop doing?
Marketers are so focused on the tech that they don't actually do any marketing.
Right.
They spend some, like I worked with a company in the past, like a couple quarters ago, that was spending weeks building lead scoring and couldn't produce content.
I think that the number one thing that I see, and it's not in just this environment, it's in any environment, is a failure to really understand your buyer and an alignment to a revenue goal.
Just having a core understanding of a content creation framework of how to create and distribute content. I see, if you look at that a lot, if you look deeper, a lot of companies create good content and can't distribute it, can't actually get the right people to see it.
I think one of the bad habits that marketers have today is like gating everything. I think everybody just needs to stop doing that, period. Like just get rid of the forms and even like drift with this conversational marketing. Like that also needs to go away in my perspective. Like like people buy on their own terms and it's not because a bot talked to you on the website either.
The lowest lead to customer conversion ratios that I always see company after company, third-party content syndication with an SDR cadence behind them, 0.1% or less, which is a complete waste of money and time.
Like so many marketers come in and they're just like, I'm going to start doing these things and pulling levers. And it's like, what might have worked at your last company isn't going to work here. And do you even understand the goal that you're marching towards and who you're talking to?
There's definitely like LinkedIn lead gen forms to content downloads is a hugely popular playbook for SaaS companies. If you just scroll through your LinkedIn feed, you see a million of them. Never see it work at greater than 0.1% lead to customer conversion ratio, which is, again, a complete waste of SDR time.
B2B marketing in particular, like just stop with the forms and the gating and like the bots and all this other nonsense. It's like, just like put good stuff out there and like people want to, learn about the thing it is you sell. They'll let you know.
I see a lot of just misplaced funds and like, let's go buy this big year-long technology or 2-year-long technology package and then never use it. And then the CEO's pissed and the CFO's pissed.
What are some of the characteristics that these people need to either develop or acquire in order to successfully, implement some of these strategies we're talking about?
The first one that Ashley mentioned is that if you do not have a deep understanding of your buyers, there is no sense in trying to create content.
I never operate in a model now where I'm like, all right, downloads an ebook. That's an MQL. Now an SDR should reach out like that. I mean, if anybody is doing that, stop it now.
I actually believe that by doing the SDR cadence after the ebook download, that you might actually be pushing buyers further away than closer to you.
100%.
I agree.
Like, when have you tried to get information and then somebody reaches out for the sale and you're like, oh, hell yes. I was hoping you were going to reach out to me. I'm like,
exactly what I wanted to
I'm like negatively interested.
It kind of gives away your intent. Like, I didn't create the content to help you.
Right.
I created the content to get your email so I could cold call you.
To help me.
Like, first of all, I'm telling you, this is not the way I buy. I don't, I'm sorry that that's the way you sell, but like, please do something different. Like anyway, sorry.
The number one objection to this will be that, oh, you're a CMO and you know the tricks, but this is across all buyers.
Human being buys
it's across all buyers.
Like, figure out a different way.
So listen to current customers and what they're doing, right? And leveraging that back into your content. Like, so many of us sit on a gold mine of people who literally use the product to tell us the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're just kind of like, we get so focused on like, oh, good, I got to go get new logos and like breeze past like the actual use case from our customer base.
The best KPI for content is engagement from the people that you want, not whether or not they gave you their email address.
I see more mistakes being made on the hiring at kind of that 5 million mark and under, because here's what I see. CEO gets a taste of success. And I'm not saying it's not difficult to get a company to 5 million, but in my opinion, the build from 5 to 25 is a lot harder than 0 to 5. And they kind of like, oh yeah, well now I'm ready for that CMO and I want that person that's done the exits before, but I want them to function like the marketing manager, the social media manager next to me. And it's like, but that's not how this works.
Like, let's say you're the, director of marketing at the $5 million SaaS company, and you start an organic thought leadership strategy and you have no results. And that strategy is going to take, somewhere between 3 and 12 months to generate meaningful impact. You're going to get fired before it happens.
Yeah, right.
If you have a longer sales cycle, it's going to be even worse.
If you're a marketer, like, you need to really make sure that the NPS is high, 1, before you take the job, or 2, if they're debating you on like your ability to generate demand, like I would go say like, well, what's the NPS?
Is that most CEOs come from either a finance or a sales background. Why aren't there more CEOs that come from a marketing background?